بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Respected viewers, we are pleased to let you know that we will now be commencing with Kitab Salah. After having completed some of the basics of Kitab Tahara, the chapter on cleanliness, obviously we haven't covered everything, but we've covered the basics, those things that are necessary for us to know by and large. We now move on to Kitab Salah. With regard to Salah, قال الله تعالى, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in chapter 2, verse 238, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 238, حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى وقوموا لله قانتين, that protect the salawat, the five daily salahs, and particularly as-salatil wusta, the middle salah. Some scholars say that it refers to the Fajr salah, others say it refers to the Asr salah. There are different opinions among the scholars. However, وَقُومُوا لِلَّهِ قَانِتِينَ, stand up in worship, devoting yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us, رأيتم لو أن نهرا بباب أحدكم يغتسل فيه كل يوم خمسا هل يبقى من درنه شيء. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam asked the people, what do you think that if there's a river flowing in front of your door, bibabi ahadikum, and a person baths therein 5 times a day, will there remain any dirt on a person? Qalu, the companions who were asked this question who were around that time, Qalu, they said, La yabqa min daranihi shay'un, there will be no dirt that will remain on a person's body. Qala Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam then explains to them, فَذَلِكَ مَثَلُ الصَّلَوَاتِ الْخَمْسِ, this is the example of the five daily salah. يَمْحُ اللَّهُ بِهِنَّ الْخَطَايَا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala removes sin from a person by means of this five daily salahs. Also, with regard to Salah, As-salatu a'zamu ibadah. Salah is one of the greatest forms of worship لأنها تصل العبد بربه, because it connects a servant to his creator. It connects the creation to the creator. It connects you to your creator. As-salatu shukrun lillahi ta'ala ala ni'amihi allati la tuhsa. Salah, to perform salah, is a way of thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his numerous bounties that he has bestowed upon one. And as-salatu fil lugha ad-du'a. If you look at the literal meaning of salah, it basically means dua. However, the technical shari'i meaning of salah is أقوال وأفعال تفتتح بالتكبير وتختتم بالتسليم بشرائط مخصوصة. It is a particular act of worship where we say certain things, we do certain things. It starts off with saying Allahu Akbar, it ends off with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And there are other conditions attached to it as well. When we see people praying, this is what we refer to as salah, not just lifting the hands, that's supplication, that is dua, but rather salah technically is a particular form of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in Wa'us Salah, the scholars talk about the different types of salah. As-salatu tanqasimu ila qismain, that there are two types of salah. Number one, salatu mustamilatun ala ruku'in wa sujudin, that one type of salah has a bowing and prostration in it. It has a ruku' and a sajda therein. And the second is salatun ghayru mustamilatin ala ruku'in wa sujudin wa hiya salatul janaza. The second type of salah is that type of salah that does not have any bowing or prostration therein, does it not have a ruku' nor a sajda, and this is what we refer to as the janaza salah, the funeral prayer, that when the body is there and we all gather and we are performing the salah, that particular salah is a dua for the deceased, even though outwardly we are engaged in a salah, but there is no bowing, there's no prostration in this particular salah, the janaza salah. And the scholars say that as-salatu mustamilatu ala ruku'in wa sujudin tanqasimu ila thalathati anwa'in. That the first type of salah, which includes a bowing and a prostration, which includes a ruku' and a sajda, can be further subdivided into three categories. Number one, fardun. That type of salah which is compulsory, you have to do it, and that is wahiyya salawatul khams kulla yawmin, that is the five daily salah. Number two, we have wajib, that which is not to the same level as the fard salah, but it is also obligatory and necessary to carry out this particular salah. So it is apart from your Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha, the fard salah. Apart from that, we have what is also necessary to do. We call it the wajib salah, and this is the salatul witr. So after the Isha salah, we have to perform the salatul witr. Also, we have the Eid salah, and we have the nafil salah that a person started, it was voluntary. A person started a voluntary salah, an optional salah, but they broke it. In that case, it will be necessary, wajib for them, obligatory upon them to complete that salah and make up for that salah again. And also we talk about the 2 rakats after having performed tawaf around the Kaaba. Person goes for Umrah and person is there in Makkah al-Mukarramah and they perform tawaf around the Kaaba 7 rounds. After each 7, it is wajib to perform the 2 rakats. Right, 2 rakats after tawaf, that is wajib, it is obligatory upon a person. So we have the fard, that is the 5 daily salah. Then we have the wajib salah, which is other salahs that are obligatory and necessary to complete. And then we have the naflun, those salahs that are optional, or they are rather those salahs that are besides the fard and the wajib salah. Then the scholars talk about shurutu fardiyati salah, that when does salah become obligatory upon an individual? So they start off by saying that la tuftaradu salatu ala insanin, that salah does not become compulsory upon a human being illa except إذا اجتمعت فيه ثلاثة شروط, and except that 3 conditions are found in them. So if a person has the following 3 conditions, it's compulsory for them to perform Salah. Number one, Al-Islam. A person has to be a Muslim. Why? Because فَلَا تُفْتَرَضُ الصَّلَاةُ عَلَى كَافِرٍ. Because Salah is not compulsory upon a disbeliever. They don't even have Iman as yet, so they are not. They don't get to enjoy the benefits of, of carrying out the 5 daily Salah. So, for a person to be a Muslim, number two, for a person to be mature in terms of the Sharia, which means that Salah is not compulsory upon a minor in terms of the Sharia. And number three, al-aqlu, sanity, فَلَا تُفْتَرَضُ الصَّلَاةُ عَلَى مَجْنُودٍ, so that salah is not compulsory upon a person who has lost their sanity. So if a person is a Muslim, person is mature in terms of the Sharia, a person is sane, then such a person will be obliged and to be compulsory for such a person to carry out the 5 daily salah. The scholars also advise, they say that ينبغي للآباء والأمهات أن يأمروا أولادهم بالصلاة إذا بلغوا 7 سنين من عمرهم, that mothers and fathers are encouraged to command the children to perform salah when they have reached the age of 7. ويضربوهم بالأيدي على ترك الصلاة إذا بلغوا 10 سنين من عمرهم. And when they have reached the age of 10, and if they are not performing salah, then the parents should discipline their children. كي يتعودوا تأدية الصلاة في أوقاتها قبل أن تجب عليهم. Why should they discipline the children to get into the habit of salah? So now when they become mature and it becomes compulsory for them to perform the 5 daily salah, at least they will be in the habit of doing so. But if you leave them and they reach the age of 10, they're not even in the habit of salah, it's going to be very difficult for your children to now, once the obligation sets in upon them, because they become mature in terms of the Sharia, it will be very difficult for them to perform the salah and to uphold the salah if they weren't doing it previously. So parents should try and discipline their children. So we'll stop here, and inshallah in the next session we'll talk about the times of salah, inshallah, and other matters, other related matters. Jazakallah khairah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.